Hey guys, I'm Saphira and today I want to show you my whole anime figure collection. So let's start at the top shelf right above my door. On the left side here we have my whole Psycho-Pass Union Creative figure collection. I'm really proud of it because Psycho-Pass, of course, is one of my favorite anime. Right here we have the Nobuchika Ginosa. It's the first version, I believe. And honestly, it's not the prettiest figure, but I still love him. He was one of my favorite characters from the show, so of course I had to get him. And right next to him we have the Shinya Kogami. I think it's the second version as well, or is it the first version? I'm not sure. But he was one of my grails for a long time because he was the last one missing in my collection and he looks really good. Then we have, of course, my favorite character from the show, Makishima. I really love this figure. I don't know, something about these figures. I like the sharp edges of the clothes. I like the color scheme. It just fits the anime very well, and I think this Makishima figure is no exception. I really love him. Then we have Akane Tsunemori, the main character. And here we have Kagari. I really wanted to get this version, not the other one, because the other one with his finger pointing up just looks stupid in my eyes. So yeah, I'm really glad I have him. And there's all 5 of them. And of course I have the Shinya Kogami Nendoroid, and as you can see, it's not the regular version, although it is. I just ordered Nendoroid more parts. I accidentally got the wrong suit, so I just repainted it to be a black suit, and now I really love this Nendoroid. And last but not least, my little Kogami keychain figure. He's basically the same as the Nendoroid, just in his movie outfit and not my customized suit. Next up we have 9 from the anime Terror in Tokyo, and I really liked the anime. I thought it was really impactful with the visuals and the music. It really impressed me, and I was so surprised when they announced figures, and of course it was Union Creative. And next up we have Fushimi from the anime K or K Project. This figure looks so awesome. It's really cool. Although Fushimi was not my favorite character, I just wanted to have a figure of the anime because it was really great. The visuals are awesome, the fight scenes are mind-blowing, and on an German anime convention I also got his base signed by the makers of the anime. So this really is a unique figure to me and has a special place in my heart. And since we're talking about K, let's not leave out my little Kuro keychain, which I bought off an anime convention as well. Yeah, I think it looks really cute. And the last 2 boys on my top shelf are Makoto and Rin from Free. They're from Alter and obviously look amazing. Free was kind of like Haikyuu, an unexpected surprise because I usually don't enjoy sports anime, but it was so hilarious. I loved all of the characters, just like in Haikyuu, so I'm glad I have those. So on my next shelf we have the Jean figure from, I don't know, it's a magazine or something. And this figure was a pain to assemble. It was the worst figure I had to assemble yet. I think he looks okay. His mouth is a little bit weird looking, but on the top of my shelf, no one will ever notice. And I think he looks really cool next to my Figma Levi, which we have here. And Levi is one of my favorite characters from Attack on Titan. And I think with Attack on Titan, Figmas really make sense because you can put them in really cool poses. And next up we have the Sailor Mars SH Figure Arts figure and the Lucina Figma from Fire Emblem. Since Sailor Moon was the first anime I ever watched, and of course Sailor Mars was my favorite character, I thought it would be nice to have representation of that anime in my figure collection, and I'm really glad I have her. Fire Emblem, of course, is one of my favorite games. It's a shame that there are so few figures of Fire Emblem because the character designs are great and would make perfect figures. So yeah. Down here in my Nendoroid shelf we have a random action figure of Peabody from Portal and of course his Nendoroid version from Good Smile Company. And right next to them we have my little Johnny Silverhand corner, which contains the pop-up parade of Johnny Silverhand. And this figure honestly was a bit of a bummer. We opened up this figure on our channel. Yeah, his face doesn't really look good and he has a lot of differences to the prototype, so wouldn't really recommend it. If you want a Johnny Silverhand figure, I would definitely recommend the Nendoroid of him because He looks cool, he comes with a lot of accessories, his quality is really good. Yeah, I love the character, I love the game. I had my fun with it. And down here we have my Aladdin prize figure from the anime Mari. There's a scale figure of him which kind of looks the same, but overall it's such a shame that there are no more figures of the anime or the manga because the character designs are so great and Wood as well as the Fire Emblem characters make such great scale figures. And next to Aladdin we have my Chris Redfield Nendoroid and my custom-made Claire Redfield Nendoroid. Since there are no figures of Claire, which is such a shame, it annoys me so much, I had to make my own and that's how that came to be. And if you want to see how I made it, there's a video up on our channel, so please check that out. And since we're already talking about Resident Evil, let's go on here with my collector's edition figures. Of course, Chris Redfield from Resident Evil Village and my Leon S. Kennedy from the Resident Evil 2 Collector's Edition, which I love so much and I'm so happy I have this. Although they have huge, enormous spaces, which is such a waste of space, but yeah, I'm glad I have those. And Chris looks a bit derpy, but it could be worse. And down here we have more Resident Evil. First off, we have the Leon S. Kennedy from Kotobukiya. It's from the movie Vendetta, if I'm not mistaken. And this figure looks so amazing. Right behind him we have the Jill Ichiban Kuji figure. I really like this figure. It was a surprise as well to me because she looks really good for being a Kuji figure that old. And here we have the Licker from NECA. The Licker is one of my favorite enemy designs in all horror games. He's not the best quality since he's a very old figure, but I still love him very much. And I'm glad I have him in my collection and that Jill and Leon have something to fight against. Continuing in my Nendoroid shelf, we have the most beautiful Nendoroid in my collection, which is Bayonetta. I think she looks so stunning. I never thought she would see the light of day because from the announcement to getting her figure, it was, I don't know, 2 years or something. It was a long time. And I never thought that she would really get the figure in the end. And next up, we have my Inori Nendoroid and my Nanachi Nendoroid, both with their little companions, Mitty and the robot. Here we have my little Link Nendoroid from Majora's Mask. Of course, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time was one of my favorite games. It's my childhood, it's the #1 childhood game for me. And he comes with so many accessories, that's insane. And he probably is the first or one of the first Nendoroids that I ever bought. And here we have my Jujutsu Kaisen Nendoroids of Megumi with his little wolf that is so cute. And Gojo. These two are my favorite characters from the anime. And I never expected to like the anime as much as I did, but when the animated Lord of the Rings scene was in there, I was sold. It couldn't get any better than that, so love that so much. And the last figures in this shelf are my Haikyuu Nendoroid, which I love to death. We have the Kageyama and the Hinata Nendoroid in their Jersey version, and right behind them we have the re-release of the Kuro Nendoroid. I just love them so much, and like everybody else in the figure collecting community nowadays, I'm obsessed with Haikyuu, of course, as you can see in my next shelf. Here we have the Hinata Creator vs. Creator Shonen Jump version, and Kyoko gave him to me in our 50 € challenge, which you can check out on our channel. I was so happy with him and I was absolutely surprised how good he looked, and I still love him so much. Here we have the whole, I believe, Banpresto prize figure versions of the whole Karasuno team, which I'm really proud of. We have Hinata, Kageyama, Daichi, Sugawara, Asahi. Down here we have Yamaguchi, Tsukishima, Nishinoya, Tanaka, and of course Kuro. And behind my Karasuno team we have Gilbert and Oz from Pandora Hearts, which is my favorite manga. It's so sad that there are no figures of the anime because the manga, because the character designs are so awesome and would make amazing figures. Believe me, that would be awesome and I would kill to get a figure of Xerxes Break, but probably not gonna happen, although Vanitas did get a Nendoroid, so maybe. And the last figures in this shelf are some action figures from God of War. Here we have Kratos and Kratos, one from the recent game and one from the older game. And of course here we have his son Atreus, which came with his father right next to him. And the last guy on this shelf is Lee from the Walking Dead Telltale series. You know, he's a tragic hero. We all love him. Everyone loves him. I believe so. And yeah, whenever I think of him, I probably start crying sooner or later. But yeah, I'm glad I have him as well in my collection. And right next to my manga shelf we have another little Resident Evil corner. On the right side we have the Tyrant from Resident Evil. He's from a German manufacturer called Gaia, I believe. Yeah, I kind of did a little customization of this figure because the original one had pupils and the Tyrant does not have pupils, so I just painted over them. And right next to him we have my Claire Redfield, and it's not the Greenleaf Studios figure, it's a garage kit. And I painted her myself, and this was kind of the way that I justified to myself buying a bootleg, if you will. I wouldn't do it anymore today. And I painted her myself, as I mentioned before, and of course it's not the best paint job, but for my first garage kit I'm kind of proud of how she turned out, and I'm glad I do have a Claire Redfield figure in my collection now, although she's not really legit. Next up we have my first Barney figure, and right now the only Barney figure in my collection, and it is Raphtalia from Rising of the Shield Hero. She looks so amazing, I love her so much, and now I get why everybody's obsessed with Barney figures. And here we have a couple of my favorite figures in my collection, although every figure in my collection is my favorite figure. Is that weird? In the front we have the Fortitude Levi, which I adore so much. I'm so glad I pre-ordered him and bought him in the end, because he was really expensive for a Kotobukiya figure. I really hesitated with buying him, but in the end but he was a figure that I had to come back every now and then. I looked at the pictures and I was just so in love with him, so I had to pre-order him, and now I'm really happy that I have him, because in my mind it's the best looking Levi figure there is. Right behind him we have the Kotobukiya Raphtalia from Rising of the Shield Hero, and right in front of her we have an Nendoroid version, and right above them we have this amazing piece of art. It's Yakimaru from FNAX Furyu. I was so impressed with this figure. I never expected it to be so detailed. The paint job on this figure explains why it was so expensive. And right next to Yakimaru we have my favorite complete anime figure set in my collection, which is the Black Butler Kotobukiya set. In my mind, especially the Sebastian figure is the best looking Sebastian figure there is. There's no figure that looks better than this one, of Sebastian at least. And every figure fits the character so good. They just look like from the anime, and the details and the bases are just beautiful. And of course, here in the back we have my queen, my holy grail. I just love him so much. He's one of my favorite characters. To complete the set, here we have the Undertaker, and I bought all of them, as I said, used from eBay Kleinanzeigen for I think 350 euros, which is a steal. And since I'm a huge Black Butler fan, of course, here we have another set of figures. Back here we have the Sebastian prize figure that goes with this, I think, Sega prize figure of Ciel in his chair from the Book of Atlantic arc. Right next to him we have a Grell prize figure, which looks really good for a prize figure, and I bought him off an anime convention. Complete of my Black Butler collection, I have the Cube Posh figures of Sebastian and Ciel, and these figures are more or less like the Nendoroid dolls from Kotobukiya. And back here we have the Edward Scissorhands and the Beetlejuice Bishoyo figures from Kotobukiya, and I absolutely love the Bishoyo series. I hope they are going to continue with more horror themed Bishoyo figures or more Tim Burton themed Bishoyo figures. I would be down for that. They look so amazing, and I'm so happy that I have both of them, because I love the films, I love the characters, and they look just stunning. And the last two figures on this shelf are my scale figures from Seraph of the End. They're both from Union Creative, and here we have Verit, and here we have Mika. On my last shelf we have this little Steins Gate, or more or less Mayuri section. Here in the back we have the Yukata version from Freeing of her. Then we have the two prize figures from, I'm thinking Banpresto, but I'm not sure. But these two figures were also a gift from Kyoko to me in our 50 euro challenge. And yeah, I was really happy about those. And in the front, to complete the Mayuri in her normal outfit, we have the little Nendoroid. And I'm so happy I have her, because I wanted her for a long time and finally found her on a German anime convention. So yeah, of course I had to take her with me, and she looks so cute. Right next to her we have the Beach Queen figures of Makise and Mayuri. On an anime convention we were like participating in some sort of secret Santa, and someone bought the Makise figure for me, and I was so happy. That one really means a lot to me. Of course I need the Mayuri to go along with her. And the last member in my Steins Gate shrine is, of course, Okabe. You need an Okabe if you have a Steins Gate shrine. The next section of this shelf is my Inuyasha shrine, and I have to say it has grown immensely considering that there were no real Inuyasha figures like 2 years ago or something, so I'm really happy with that. And of course, I have to buy everything that comes out that is Inuyasha. On the right side, we have the Sango Toinami figure, which was one of the first figures of Inuyasha that I have ever bought. So down here, when we have a Sango, of course, we need a Kirara. This is actually a Funko Pop, and of course, I hate Funko Pops, but I had to make an exception because I think the animal Funko Pops or creature-like Funko Pops, they don't look too bad. And I thought she looked really cute, so I had to get her. And next to Kirara, we have the cute posket of Inuyasha in his human form and the noodle stopper from Fuyu. Okay, so down here we have this little line of trading figures, I would say. They look really cute, although I think the selection of characters is kind of weird because, I mean, we have Sesshomaru, we have Kagome, we have Inuyasha, and we have Miroku. I mean, I love him to death, but why do you put Sesshomaru and not Sango? That's kind of weird. And here at the last section of my Inuyasha shrine, we have my Nendoroids and the noodle stopper and the other Toinami figure from Inuyasha that I have, namely my Sesshomaru. And he was, I think, a Comic-Con exclusive, I'm not really sure. And right in front of him we have the Sesshomaru noodle stopper from Fuyu. And of course he goes along with the Inuyasha. And I think it was a really interesting decision that they again chose to not use his anime colors but his manga colors. And I really like them in this version. I like them even more than in the Nendoroid version. Then, as you can see right here, I have repainted my Sesshomaru Nendoroid that originally looked like him, color-wise. And I didn't really feel it. I wanted him to have his anime colors, and I think it looks much better. I also gave him his little poisonous whip. And yeah, I think he looks really cool now. In between we have this little jacket that goes with the Toinami figure. And down here we have my other Nendoroids. And here we have Kagome, and she is very cute. Right next to her we have Inuyasha, and yeah, I'm planning on making a little campfire scene when Miroku and Sango arrive, and yeah, hopefully they will make more Inuyasha characters. I want to shippo so bad, but let's see. I'm not getting my hopes up, but it would be great. And next to them we have the Kikyo. Although she's not my favorite character, I had to have a Nendoroid. She looks very cute. The execution is very well made. And yeah, I like a Nendoroid. She's cool. And I also have these bottle cap figures from Kagome and Kikyo from Inuyasha, but since I'm not really capable of posing them right now because they're bottle caps and they're pretty hard to showcase, I cannot display them right now, but I'm planning on making custom bases for them so they can live on my shelf. And here on my last shelf we have my Lord of the Rings shrine. Starting on this side we have the Diamond Select series action figures of Gimli, Frodo, Legolas and the Nazgul. And here in the middle we have my prized possession, my Lord of the Rings prized possession, and it's this figure of Gollum which is from NECA, and he looks so fucking amazing. Oh, just love him. And here on the last part of this shelf we have my mini epics collection of the Lord of the Rings from Weta Collections. Yeah, I really like the designs of these mini epics, and the Witch King is just, he's cool looking. Okay, next up we have Legolas. And I have to admit, Legolas is the only character that I think doesn't look too good in mini epics form. I don't like his face. Next to him we have Aragorn. The character likeness to Viggo Mortensen is not really there, but it's really hard to find Aragorn figures where the face looks decent. And at least this is kind of a caricature, so I was fine with that. And he looks good in the collection. And here we have my all-time favorite of the mini epics. This is Gandalf, and I absolutely love this figure. I mean, you can see Sir Ian McKellen in there. To me, it's the perfect caricature. It looks so good. And there are a lot of details on these mini epics. For example, here in his staff we have his pipe. Back there you have the maw. They look so cool and they're so detailed and made with love, and you can see that. Right next to Gandalf we have, of course, Saruman. And I think as well, you can see Christopher Lee in there, and it looks so cool. I think both Wizards look just awesome together. They were the first two mini epics that I bought. And right in the front we have my most favorite Hobbit of all. It's Pippin. I love Pippin. And I think he looks really cute with his scarf and the lembas bread. Cute. And of course you can't have Pippin without his buddy, Merry. I think his face is so awesome. It's so cool. I love this figure. The rest of the Fellowship is on its way. We're still missing Boromir, Gimli, Frodo and Sam. I'm happy when I can complete my Fellowship. That will be awesome. So that was my whole anime figure collection at the start of 2022. If you like this video, I would like to see more videos like this. Please let me know in the comments, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!